Let's hear it for Sammie.
Woo!
Hey,
Buddy. I am. I don't know where to start. A lot is going on. A lot has happened. I will start. A few days ago, I overheard a conversation where somebody was saying to someone else that wearing a mask is disrespectful to the president. What? And I didn't need another reason to wear a mask, but if you did, please, now you have it. Like, if science and protecting yourself and others is not doing it for you, please wear your mask out of spite. Okay, I just want to start with this public service announcement, and I am so excited for this show. I love every comedian on this lineup. That's why I booked them, but I am so excited for this. This is the badass trans women of comedy. I am one of them, I guess. And yes, I am a butch trans woman. Some people are confused. I remember years ago, my mom sat me down and she said, you know, Sammie, when you were growing up, we were prepared for gay. Yeah. We were ready for woman. But we just were never prepared for butch lesbian. I said, Mom, I understand what you're saying. And it's actually okay. I'm bisexual. So that is enough from me. I am just gonna get this show going. We're gonna move the show right along, and I am going to bring your first performer to the screen. Please welcome the wonderful Dahlia Bell.
Woo! Yes.
There we go. Now I'm unmuted. Hello, everyone. I'm so happy to be here. I'm flattered. I was so overjoyed to be invited. I am obviously a trans woman, as the show's title would imply. However, until recently, I actually identified as a non-binary femme. And if you're not familiar, that just means I used to wrote the words, well, actually too much on social media, and always followed them with the words, I'm sorry. So that's all you need to know about that. For any cisgendered people who don't understand why that joke is funny, well, actually, I'm sorry. We'll just move on. It's been a fun year for me. I'm sure it's been fun for everyone. I've been spending all of my time with my partner, which is nice. Fortunately, we have a lot in common, like similar genders, similar body types, identical faces, and it's the best sex I've ever had. It's amazing. Also a little narcissistic, because what I'm actually trying to tell you is every other sexual experience I've ever had has been spectacular, had it not been for the other participant. They were the issue, but that's been resolved. And in my slight defense, I didn't think my partner and I actually looked that much alike for quite a while, because we're both Black and we live in Portland, so most of our friends are white and their opinions can't be trusted. But then my own brother contacted me and said we look like twins. And that means a lot more coming from my brother, because we also look like twins. And I also understand that if you're following this entire narrative, it might sound like I want to have sex with my brother, and that is not true at all. We have a completely different, complicated relationship predicated on my brother being, how do I put this? A fascist. He's very conservative. So anytime I come up in question, he likes to just reassign me a new sexual identity, like I'm in the witness protection program. And recently he's gone with, I don't think you're queer, D. I don't think you're queer. I think you're just a weird dude. Just a weird dude. And I don't want to think that my own brother is a bigot, so I prefer to think he's just a weird dude. So we have that in common still. And that's, it's good to bring people together. That is always the goal of my comedy. It is always to bring people together because I'm polyamorous. Which in my case is really my adorable way of saying monogamous, but I know my level of codependency is unhealthy. Uh, and, you know, a lot of people have tried polyamory at this point, but not as many people have tried polyamorous monogamy, which is when two people agree to pursue simultaneous intimate relationships and also agree neither has that much time or ambition. So that's how my partner and I have chosen to structure our relationship. It's very rewarding. I do also want to be clear that I am a very strong and independent woman, if that has not been made clear. Unless I need something repaired, opened, or there's a spider on it. In those three cases, I am extremely needy. So please be sure to leave me your phone number so I can text you just in case there's something icky on the sink that I don't want to touch. You have all been wonderful and delightful. I've been Dahlia Bell, and you're welcome.
Woo!
Woo!
Yes.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Dahlia Bell. We're going to keep this show going, bringing up your next comedian, performs all over the country, and is a former Jackie and Laurie podcast comic of the week. Please welcome Andy Iowacio.
Woo!
Hello, how are y'all? Good, I hope.
Woo!
Dahlia and I are friends. That's the first time I've seen the interior of Dahlia's house in a long time. The bed has as many anchor points as I thought it would. I would also say if you have a partner that looks identical to you, you kept dancing around it and I thought it was going to go there, but I'll do it for you. If you're identical to your own partner in looks, you can really go fuck yourself. I thought that was what you were going for, and you can have that if you want. That's good. Like I also am not sure. I think if you're dating yourself, that counts as monogamy. If you wear different hats, then you can pretend you're polyamorous. But it's still I've been fine. This is me bragging that I live with multiple people during a pandemic. That's what a coat rack is. I've just been watching a lot of travel shows. That's become like porn. Like, it really is just like, sometimes I just want to hear somebody say they have boring plans. Because it's just like, that's porn to me. You're going to go somewhere and not be anxious for a short amount of time? Oh, tell me slower. I've been quarantining a lot because I'm also susceptible in a way. I have epilepsy, or as I like to say, I like to get down and shake my ass. And it's some people can feel uneasy. It's okay to laugh at a joke like that, because when I make a joke like that, when a person with a handicap makes a joke like that, they're not making fun of themselves. What we're trying to do is take away from the scariness or the anxiety that handicap has over our life. Also, I've written most of these jokes in hospitals, so each one of them costs $1,000. Like, I guess I could just write them off on my taxes as our writer's retreat. I try to think of like funny situations in which to have a seizure. Like, I've always wondered if you had a seizure during an earthquake, if you just stay still. You know what I'm saying? Or like, I've always wondered about having if having a seizure during sex. I thought would be a really funny thing, and then it happened to me, and I had a seizure during sex, and I told my partner to not take it as a compliment. I legitimately said that to him in the hospital. Oh, I'm fucking terrible. Like, waking up to the paramedics, it's like anybody calling paramedics for a person having a seizure is very funny to me, because you're like, you see a person having a seizure, and then what do? You call a truck with a fucking strobe light on it to come just help me if I'm having a seizure, or give me one if I want one. Like, that's all an ambulance is a food truck for seizures. It doesn't have burgers, but it sure as fuck has shakes. I imagine it, like, the most confusing thing has to be the confusing thing has to be is my ID still says male. Like, I'm transgender. I'm transgender woman, but my ID says male. And I imagine that has to be confusing for the paramedics when they like look at my ID, then look over at my boobs, then look back at my ID, then look at my boobs. It makes me want to like wake up and kind of mess with them. You know, like wake up from the seizure and be like, where did these come from? That was a big seizure. Flash the lights on your truck again. Let's see if we can't get this up 2 cup sizes. All right, thank you.
Oh, yes. That was so
You have to give me a second. I took a sip of water in the middle of that. So we are going to keep this show going. Honestly, like, I love every woman on this show. Again, that's why I booked them. But honestly, she is one of my favorite comedians working today. She co-produces We Are Trans that I work on, that I host. But she has The Haggard Unicorn, her new album, on Spotify. You can find that. It is fantastic. Find it, listen to it, support her. She has performed so many places. Charm City Comedy Festival, and this festival called International Lady Laughs Comedy Festival. I don't know if you've heard of it, but please welcome the wonderful KJ Whitehead.
Hello. There I am. It's great to see you all. Dahlia, it's great to see you again. I haven't seen you since I was in Portland, Oregon, in the NW Black Comedy Festival. And we did that show together. Welcome. This is fantastic. And I don't know if it's already been talked about, but did you see that Red Wave is not going to happen? I found that most of the folks who wanted a red wave are too afraid of one when their wife has one at home. So didn't really work out in their favor. I see someone got that. Thank you. That's one I did not write down.
Thank God. It took a second. Got it.
I remember, I'm so glad, especially with the last segment that we were talking about tokenism. And I remember that just like a week or two ago, I had my Laugh Factory debut here in Chicago, and I was the only trans person in the lineup. So that was a different kind of gender reveal party. I was like, surprise! Like, you don't know what you got, but you know it's interesting. That's how I saw it. It's really interesting to have woken up to see what I saw today just on the internet. I mean, even outside, people are smiling. That's something I haven't seen in a while. And I shouldn't be able to see it because they should be wearing fucking masks. But that was different from first off. We kind of won the war. We lost the battle, and Mitch McConnell still has his seat. I hope a bird shits in his mouth one day. I really do. That's what I want to see in the world. But I remember over these last 4 years, especially in my career here in Chicago, and some who were in Chicago at the time already know that there's a rumor about me that due to my jokes that about race that come at the expense of white people, people would say that I hate white people, which I do. I just want to explain that for a second. So, um, the, for one, they keep saying it to me. I'm like, fine, whatever you want me to say. And then also, secondly, the one thing I hate more than white people are white people who say that they hate other white people. Because I know none of you see color, but come on, it's like you gotta notice it right there. You gotta. But yeah, the election was what it was, and you know who won, won. I felt like picking between Biden and Trump. To some folks, it was like trying to figure out which uncle's house you're going to go to. One of them definitely can't be around children, and the other refers to black people as the blacks. You don't know which one is which, neither can I. Well, at least one of them will let you testify in court. That's the way I see it. So I'm. So what I wanted to talk about how happy I was that, you know, even with everything, we still got to have a Halloween of sorts, otherwise known as Gay Christmas. You know, it's like yes, for all the straight people out there watching, wherever you are, we get that one too. We get that day too. That's for us. I feel I feel like white guys named Jim cannot dress as the Crow for Halloween.
Fair.
They can't say nigga either, but I thought that was a given. And one of the last things I want to mention is that I don't even see myself as a Democrat. I keep going back to this because it's been everywhere. There have been people who've been twerking outside out of pure happiness. I can't ignore that, nor would I want to. But if you're a Democrat, fine, I'll shake your hand. If you're a Republican, fuck you very much, but I'll shake your hand, some of you. But I can't shake your hand if it's all the way up here. Let's make that clear first off. I feel I should mention that. And also, with the time that I have left, this day had me, on a serious note, it had me emotional because as much as I was happy to see a white man get evicted from his house, there are a few friends or colleagues who I remember 4 years ago, we were joking about this happening. We were hoping that it would happen. And then 4 years later, I'm here and some of my friends aren't alive to see this day. And even Lady Lap's own, one of our own sisters isn't alive to see this day. And that's been on my mind. So I just want to take a few seconds of silence for them. All right. I just wanted to see if I can get away with a silent fart. So, I didn't actually fart, but I did want to acknowledge those folks. Thank you. I'm KJ Whitehead from Chicago. Thank you.
Woo! You're great.
Thank you so much, KJ, and thank you, Andy and Dahlia. This has been great. We have one final comedian for you, and like all of these comedians, I love her so much. Please welcome the wonderful Jeena Bloom.
Hey everybody, hi. All right, let me just get, no, that's not what I want. Hi, there we are, hello. Yeah, thanks Sammie for having me. Sorry I'm late. This is what made me late right here. I apologize, but here we are. We're gonna have some comedy fun. I don't know. I'm very distracted today. I'm in a good mood, mostly because I got my hair done. It's fucking rad. I actually booked a shampoo commercial to be able to afford to get my hair done. So I feel like that. I feel like I'm working backward. But anyway, I like it. Like pretty much everybody else that's been on this show. I'm a trans lady, and I am about to go in have voice surgery. I'm going to have the pitch of my voice raised. And the best part about it is that I have 6 weeks where I cannot talk at all. I have 6 weeks of like total vocal rest, and I'm going to spend the entire time just hooking up with hot, dumb guys without talking to them. That is all I want to do.
Yes.
Is just bang a bunch of hot, dumb guys and not speak to them before, during, or after. Especially after. I just point to the door and they find their way out. That is what I'm looking forward to. That's the dream. That's what I think the dream is. It's been weird. I just started dating again. I went on a date with a coworker, which is the first time I've ever done that before in my lady career. It did not go well, but he did take me to a pretty nice restaurant. So I gave him a little action on the front seat of his Range Rover, a little hand action. But it's COVID, so I did it with the elbow. I just dug in, like right under. Just like that, got under the tip to completion. Pretty happy about that. Very, very, I had to pat myself on the back for that one. What else? Gee, this is a long thing I've been working on. I don't know if it's funny yet. It wasn't funny living through it, but, my mom, tiny little Filipino lady, she's dead now, so she's, even smaller. But, yeah. I see a look of shock down there somewhere. She was diagnosed as apparently schizophrenic in like the last years of her life, and we just thought, her half-white kids. We just thought that's how Filipinos acted. We didn't know. We just thought that's just what they were acted like back then. Yeah, that one still needs a little work. The one thing that I've been thinking about a lot. So we used to play this game growing up. It was called Let's Make Mom Eat Garbage. And the way you play Let's Make Mom Eat Garbage is you go to the fridge and you find the oldest piece of food in the fridge. And you're like, Mom, this pot roast is 2 weeks old. I'm throwing it out. And then she'll be like, no, I eat it. It's still good. And then that's how you do it. That's how you make Mom eat garbage. Bam. That's the entire game. All right. I'm making everyone very uncomfortable. I love it. All right, I guess I'm done. We're in a little... I'm actually going to be on this thing because I didn't list a credit because my credit is I'm winning an award on the next show. So, ha ha ha.
Ooh.
I am, if you didn't think I was funny, you can at least agree that I have really fucking great hair. Thank you. Bye.
Woo! Yes.
God, he has great hair, though. I'm like, yeah, look at Jeena bragging about her haircut. You know how long people have been waiting for those? Oh,
My first one in 7 months, so...
believe me, I had mine last month, so...
Well, there you go.
But thank you. This has been wonderful. I love you all so much. If you love this show, if you enjoyed this show, if you would like to see a show like this, I'm definitely thinking of making Badass Trans Women of Comedy a longer show. So just keep your eyes peeled for that. If you want to hear these wonderful women do sets that are longer than 5 minutes, which you do. These are all amazing performers. I'm fine. Just stay tuned. Keep your eyes peeled for that. And thank you, Lady Lass, for having us. I've been Sammie James.
Woo!
Thank you, Jeena Bloom, Andy Iowacio, Dahlia Bell, KJ Whitehead, and thank you, Lady Lass, for having us.
Woo! Thank you so much for being part. You guys were amazing. Thank you so much. It is so amazing to see transgender comics after years and years of just me. So thank you. Let's hear it for the ladies of Badass Trans Women of Comedy. Woo!